Hi. So, synchronicities come in all different sorts of ways, and mine some of the times come through people. And the last one came through Michael Beckwith, and it was showing me a lesson. And his explanation was about how I'm going to use my own words to describe it, but either you're awakened and you're aligning with life and you have a vision and you feel like you're being pulled, or you're not acknowledging this part of your soul, you're not listening, and you can feel like the universe is pushing you, and it's all different states of awareness. And that really like sparkled as he said it, and I felt some energy charges with it, and I thought, okay, there's something to that. Because this is something that's constantly happening through my life. People will want to make plans, and I'll make plans, but leave them very loose because I like to leave room for flow. I like to be able to lean into things as the day guides. I don't do well with rigid structure because I'm missing the synchronicities, I'm missing the flow, and I'm forcing life instead of finessing it. So it's really important to me to be able to relax through the day and to be able to relax through things and leave space around them and not scheduling too tight, but to leave wiggle room. And so in dreams throughout the night, after listening to him talk, I was shown this more deeply, the importance of it. And even in these very videos that I was shown I needed to make the videos, I received the lessons, I needed to share them. It was like very clear. So as I'm making the videos, it was like, I don't know, am I going to do this every day, once a month? Like I didn't have any structure to it. And then it just started coming every day. I had the inspiration and I needed to sit down. And so then there came a day where I didn't sit down, and I resisted it, and I felt like I was missing something. I had to do something because I had unknowingly built this structure around it. But the universe showed me that I will get the messages and the downloads and the intuition about it when it's time, and to just flow through it. And kids are so good at this. They don't check their clock and go eat. They eat when they're hungry, and then they're busy playing, and life is a game. And there are these astrological influences and changes going on, and these internal deep soul desires for our character. We have these life missions and soul purposes and what we feel like we came here to do and experience, just in addition to the innumerous incredible beautiful experiences that we get to enjoy here in life. And it's finding what that hell yes is for you, that lights you up, that you would do all day long, and then bringing that lens of the creator, of God, through you into your reality is what I feel like divine purpose is. And so when we get more busy and distracted, we play the game more out of alignment with source and our soul. And that's almost what happened to me with making these videos. I thought after this weekend, I went into like I needed to fill my cup mode. Like everything was amazing, but it was like deepening and integrating, and like dark nights of the soul and stuff was coming up, and I was just leaning into it. And then I thought, okay, well, it's been a few days since I made a video and it didn't like nudge me. So like, I guess I'm done. Like, I guess that was it. That was like like I felt like I shared some really core messages. I'm like, okay, that's amazing. And right as I felt like closure almost, the universe was like, whew, like directing through me a video, which is what you saw yesterday. And then in the middle of the night, I thought, or after the post, I thought, okay, well, maybe that was like a finale, still thinking that I was done. And in the middle of the night, I got woken up, full post coming. And as I'm writing it down, the ideas, I'm thinking, this is because I resisted. I thought I knew better. I thought I was using my force. I had made a decision, and I had my blinders up. I wasn't seeing, I wasn't feeling. I was missing the nudges and the synchronicities of the flow. And so when that happens, you'll just get woken up in the middle of the night and realigned. So when we disconnect from life, maybe from our purpose, we get pushed around by these influences. And I was so used to being in alignment and listening, and I had the greater vision and version of where I knew I was being guided, of hearing the whispers and knowing the soul and just the whispers. It was guiding it. And so when we're being pulled by all of these external factors because we're in alignment, in the flow, it's funny when we're out of it and we feel the pressure pushing us around, telling us what to do, because the flow is like a wave. It's like launching us, propelling us towards what we desire. It's what we could do for hours endlessly. It's fun. It's that which our soul desires. We're in alignment for the highest joy. And life can be a little silly, because as we play, sometimes it's opposite of what we think or what we're taught. We find the greatest success and the greatest truth in when we look at the world upside down from like a fresh perspective. For example, we can passionately eat 3 meals a day and never rest. Only the greatest assist to our body is fasting. In video games, where the character finds that packet of life and levels up and everything is healed and the character has everything reversed and they're like whole again and wear and tear is upgraded, that's what fasting does. I'm going to link 3 different videos in the comments that I love from all different people, 3 different sources that just blew my mind. The power of this ancient puzzle piece and how much a game changes our life. So in hours and days, we get incredible next level transformation. But that's not what we're taught. You have to look at it differently. We have to search for our own answers within, and by activating our guidance system and hearing the whispers and finding our way. And often the path is fun. It's fun discovering, and it isn't immediately obvious. But then when you find things like fasting that profoundly change your life, you're just like, aha. So it takes some patience and some cleverness and some imagination to see past the mirage and get to into the knowing of where the game melts and we just receive confirmation in that knowingness. And when we're in alignment and we know we're in alignment with something so much larger than us, and we have peace and love washing over us, and truth and knowing centering us, and just peace and love enveloping us on a daily basis. Currently, I can tell you my best life is lived when I am in a state of flow. I know when it's achieved because things come to me. I don't need to go out and force it. I'll have a nudge to open YouTube, and then there's a video at the top, and it will have a statement like Michael Beckwith that connects many puzzle pieces, and it puts dots together, and it brings epic clarity. And then when I see that, the lesson is repeated. And in this case, it was repeated in dreams and synchronicities. And when we can have laser focus, the game more effortlessly around us through our inspiration, just constantly, instead of feeling lost, you feel intuitive nudges, and you can feel into things you're hearing and knowing, and that sentence you were meant to hear comes to you, and suddenly you have an impulse to go for a walk. And it just feels right that today I'm not going to do a neighborhood walk or even that one hike. I'm going to go to a different spot nearby. And you see a truck drive by with a huge number on the side, and it gets your attention, and it's kind of like shimmering, and so you think, another clue. And so suddenly you're smiling and looking up the number, and you see you're stopped, and there's a beautiful peacock on the hike walking in front of your path, and it just walks right out in front of the bushes across your path, incredibly majestic, and just leaving you in awe and just thinking like, I didn't even know we had wild peacocks. And then you're looking at the spiritual significance of peacocks, and then there's just this perfectly placed message for your puzzle, and it's all coming into place. And then you finish this good hike in nature, only to have an epiphany on the drive home of a deepening of what you should do in another aspect of your life. And then you think of that friend, and you feel an impulse and excited to just call them right then. And I don't know what you're doing, but do you want to come over for dinner with us tonight? And then they come, and they're like, your timing is perfect. I'm right by your house. And then they tell you about this incredible experience they had and this lesson they learned. And could you believe it? And it's all in line with what you just put together, the epiphany you had on your walk. And you have codes for each other. You give them another aspect through your story, and they have instant clarity about something. And so the path in your life, maybe you've been resisting, you have knowing about, and suddenly you know what you have to do. And you notice maybe tightness you were feeling in your muscles is gone. It was resistance to what you needed to do. It's these micro moments of clarity and confirmation that you were just on the right path. And then the whole meal and evening feels just like, hell yes, it feels easy. It feels like joy. And you're making sure to rest and relax and reset. And just through laughing and sharing, you get more aspects of this code and you give them, and it's propelling their path. So maybe this next weekend they feel inspired to hike at that same spot you described, only they meet an older gentleman hiking who is just full of joy and radiating and is in tune with the simplicity of life, and then asks them a pointed question, reframing the way they consider their career, their purpose, what lights them up. And it ends up being a pivotal point that they will look back at later in life and think of fondly. And we all experience in slow these doors opening. And we know which doors will open. We intuitively know what to stand in front of and to know which ones to play the game towards and what to try. And shortly after this hike, this brilliant idea that came to them for a project and its execution, let's say they moved to Spain, and then later you're going to be traveling abroad and visiting them at their journey in life and just witnessing their thriving. And you can trace back the stepping stones so clearly and see when you're in alignment how it led you there. When life is hard, just try to simplify. Try to simplify yourself down to prioritizing movement and nature, and expect clarity along the way. You will have a series of dreams maybe that make the concepts clear and deepening it. You wake up at 12:38 and you see the number glowing and you look it up in the morning only to find it's confirming play when you finish your work, something that you prioritized the day before that led to these huge epic moments of flowing joy. And so from you, it's for a purpose. So you share these words, you share these inspirations of the flow of the game with friends online to consider, to play with their own life and deepen their own games and to ponder and to inspire them. And then you tell them, have fun. I'm gonna go do the same today, and have a beautiful day. I very much enjoy making these videos and I have you in mind. So if this video brought you joy today, give it a thumbs up. And if you thought of anyone when you were watching it, that is your intuition, forward it to them and keep the conversation going. And if you had any epiphanies or any ideas, share them in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. I hope that you have the most incredible day. You deserve it.